Hey guys, this is Brett Snodgrass here, and you might know me as the president and CEO of Simple Wholesaling, but today we're going to change things up just a little bit. So hopefully you stay with us to hear this message, as it's Sunday morning and I wanted to share just a little bit more about my heart. And this is going to be kind of my story through my life, just learning through my experiences. So if you met me when I was about 23 years old, I just got out of college, and I was all about being an entrepreneur and making the big bucks. I mean, that was my goal in life. I wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to own my own business. I wanted to drive a Dodge Viper. I even had a picture of it picked out. I wanted to live in a mansion and have 2 other vacation homes, and one in the mountains, one on the beach, and have the big boat, big yacht, whatever you name it. That's what I wanted. So I went after that. I even had the goal to be a millionaire by the time I was 30 years old. I felt like, that was a good goal. I had 6-7 years to do that, and I felt like if I did that and I achieved that, that would have just blown me away and I would have made it in life. Well, so I started working. I started working really, really hard. I opened up my own business. Before that, I tried a lot of different businesses. Completely failed at most of them, from a DVD failed business to a network marketing business. And all these were failed attempts, but they opened my eyes to the whole idea of being an entrepreneur. And then I finally got into real estate, and that's when money started coming in. And once it started coming in, I couldn't get enough. I didn't really think about money that much when I was dead broke, but when money started coming in, I thought about it a lot. How can I get more? I need more. And I started to worry about it even too at the time. How can I sustain this? How can I keep it? Now I have some, how can I keep it? And then I also wanted to live the famous lifestyle like you see in the magazines or the celebrities, MTV Cribs. I'd watch all that stuff and I'd be like, man, I want to be that guy. They go out and they show their Benz or their Lamborghinis and all this stuff. And I said, I want that. So that's what I did. I bought a pretty nice home. It was a few thousand square feet, and it was my first home. It was a great home for me. I bought a big boat, had a nice Cadillac car, which was, a pretty nice material possession for me. And I was living it. I was making 6 figures, and I was really making it. But then the rug kind of got pulled out from under me, and a lot of things in my personal life just kind of vanished. The relationship that I was in was gone. I remember sitting in my big house, and I had a 2-year-old daughter at the time, thinking, man, what is life all about? I have this money, but it just felt so empty. And even today, and when we have a huge month or we make a lot of income, I have this empty feeling inside, and that couldn't be filled. It couldn't be filled by the possessions that I was making or the money that I had in my bank account. And it couldn't be filled by anything. So I started to go on this search. I said, what is life all about? And I was completely broken. On the outside, you would kind of look at me and think I had it all together. And I looked like I had it all together. I would live it up. But on the inside, I was completely broken. And I just didn't know what to do. And I just knew I had that burning question that there has to be more to life than this. So I started on this search, and this definitely wasn't an overnight thing. But I started meeting with other more mature people that felt like maybe had gone through other experiences, and I started to seek something bigger than myself. And I started to ask questions about eternity and what's beyond this life, and is there really a creator, and how am I even here? I mean, this whole thing going inside of our bodies. Like, how is this possible? And what is this? What is life? And what's my purpose? And all these different questions were burning inside of me. So I started on this journey, and I started seeking God. I started seeing a Christian counselor, and I started meeting with other Christian men, and I started reading this Bible. And before, this Bible was always something very foreign. It was always something very boring. It was like going to just a super boring seminar on just painting or something. I don't know, just something really, really boring. And that's not that boring, but but I started to, but for the first time in my life, I started to hunger for this Word of God, this Bible, and I started to breathe life. And that's what somebody told me. He said, when it starts to come alive, like the Bible is a living Word of God. It's not something just written thousands of years ago. It is a living Word, and it started to relate to me like it never has before. And through 6 months of asking questions and going through this journey and wrestling with God and kind of praying, but kind of like, I don't know if this is real, so I don't really want to pray really. And going through these different things, I found God, and He showed up to me like He never has before. And I remember sitting in my bedroom one night on my knees, giving my life to Jesus Christ, because He revealed Himself to me. And the only reason why I could see it was because I seeked Him so much. And sometimes we feel that God doesn't show up in our lives and He's distant. But are you really seeking Him? And at that point in my life, I was seeking God. And I guarantee you, if you seek Him and you hunger for Him and you ask Him for His presence, He's going to show up. That relates to you. So back to my story. This was 5 years ago. Back to my story. I asked, my dream was to be a millionaire by the age of 30. And it was the age of 30 that I gave my life to Jesus Christ. And that means so much to me because I had this dream of this vision of being a kind of a famous millionaire type of person. And I did not make that goal. But I became richer far more than money or possessions ever could have given me. And even to this day, when I do have a good month or I'm making a lot of money and everything is going perfect and you have that empty feeling, and maybe I realize it's because I'm putting too much emphasis on those worldly things and I'm not putting enough emphasis on my relationship with Jesus Christ. So I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you're going through. I know that this whole money thing is kind of a struggle for everyone, especially as a man and being a provider for my family. I know it's a struggle because the world is telling us this will make you happy, this will satisfy you, this will fulfill you. I'm here to tell you it won't. It can make you comfortable and you can do nice things, but for me, the money that I make, I don't care anymore about driving Dodge Viper or living in a huge mansion. That would just be too many empty rooms for me. But I care more about taking the income that we do make and pouring it into something bigger, and that is a ministry. So that's just a little bit about my heart today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.